Okay, hi everyone, welcome to this series of videos about how to build your own website. I hope you enjoyed. It's going to be very easy and very fun, and in just an hour from now your website can be live, and I guess in like a week from now you're going to have a nice professional website for almost zero cost. No programming, no programmers, you don't have to know any coding. It's going to be very easy and very fun. Let's get going. Now this first video you don't actually have to watch. You can skip to the next one and just do what we say. This video is for those who want to understand what they're doing. I do recommend to watch it. It's going to be like 10 minutes, not so long, and you're going to understand what we're doing. Okay, so in this video I want to go over two basic things that you need to build a website. One is that you need files, because a website is actually just a bunch of files. Just like you have files on your computer, you have files on the website. That's all it is, just a bunch of folders and files. Okay, so we're going to see how we get these files. The second thing you need is a server. That's where the files go in. A server is actually just a computer, just like your computer at home. It's just a little different features, but it's a computer. We're going to call it a server. By the way, you can actually use your computer at home as a server, but it's not recommended. You have to know what you're doing. You have to get a special computer. Anyway, that's why we use server companies or hosting companies. Okay, we'll call it hosting. You're going to excuse my handwriting. It's not easy to write in this thing. Okay, so this is just a computer. Okay, let's make it like a screen. Well, looks like a TV. Okay, so the files are going to be in this computer or server. Okay, let's start with the files. How do we get these files? Where do we get them from? So there are two basic options. One is you can actually code them. Okay, you can write the files. For that you have to either be a programmer by yourself, okay, or you could go and learn programming. That will take a while, or you can pay someone. That will cost some money, and we're still going to see that even if it was free, it's not such a great idea. Okay, so that's one option. You can code. The second option is you can just get the files. Okay, get them ready-made. How do you do that? There are systems that are just ready-made, that they have everything they need inside them, and you actually have a website waiting for you. It's just there. You have to put in your content, your themes, your templates, your images, whatever it is, but it's just there. Okay, those are systems. This is much easier than coding. It's probably better than paying a programmer, because these are a lot of programmers. They know what they're doing, usually better than if you just got your own programmer, unless, you know, if you have a bank, you're going to need a programmer. But if you're not a bank or some big thing or country, then you probably want to go this way. Okay, it's much cheaper. We'll soon see it's even free, and it's probably better than this. Okay, so let's now look at this option. We want to get a system. What kind of system? So there are two kinds of systems out there. There are the paid ones, where there's a company that has some programmers and they sit around and they make these systems. They make them pretty good. There's like Wix, and there's Facebook. Facebook is also a system. It's actually, you know, if you get a Facebook page, what you're doing is you're actually building a little website in the Facebook system. It's not your own website because it's under Facebook, but that's what it is. It's a website in a system. It's sort of free, but it's not really your website. Okay, so there are paid ones. There are a lot of them, and there are the free ones. Now, you probably think the paid ones are better, but in this case, they're not. Why? The free ones are open source. Now, what that means is that this isn't one person or 100 people that sat and made a program. These are literally tens of thousands of people all over the world programming these systems. They are always adding plugins and adding the core files and making it better and better by the week. These systems are amazing. I can't over-exaggerate when I say how much these systems are better than anything else out there. They're better than if you get some programmers to make your own website. They're better than if you use these kind of systems. They are thousands and thousands of people making them better and better by the week. These are free open source systems. It's amazing there's such a thing. So the best option is to use this. Again, unless you're like a bank and you have to make something very specific, then you might want to get a programmer. But if not, this is your option. We want the free open source systems. They give you everything. The site is ready. Okay, now there are a lot of these kind of open source systems. There is, for example, let's change some colors to make it interesting. There's Joomla, which is very good, and there's Drupal, which is very good. But the best one today, by all means, and it is 27% of the websites in the world are on this system, is WordPress. Okay, WordPress is definitely right now the best open source system out there to build your website. As I said, it's free and it has the best features. It's the easiest to build. You can't compare it to anything else out there. Okay, so we're gonna take this down and take this down and take this down, and we're gonna stick right now with WordPress. This is what our course is about: how to build a website with WordPress. Okay, so WordPress is going to give us the files. When we actually build the website, we're going to see how this happens. It takes about 20 seconds. It's very, very easy. Now we have to talk about the server. Okay, this is getting a little crowded here. Gonna move it a little. How do we get a server? So as I said, a server is just a hosting company. Now there are hundreds of hosting companies around the world. We have to choose one. So how do we choose? So I made this website here. Here it is, where we compare different hosting companies. As I said, there's hundreds, but this compares like the main ones. Okay, there's different reviews. If you get a hosting company, please leave your review here. Now there are a lot of hosting company review websites, just like there are review websites for almost anything. Now the problem with all these review websites, and also with mine actually, is that you can't really trust them. Why not? If you go in, for example, to HostGator, it's a hosting company, they have what's called an affiliate program, which means if I send you a link to sign up to this hosting company, and you actually sign up, I get a commission. Now these commissions can be pretty high. You can see here, it starts from $50, it could get up to $125. So anyone on the internet that tells you to buy any kind of hosting company, they are always getting money for it. So you can never really trust what they're saying. That's one thing. Second thing is, as you can see here, there are lots of review websites about hosting. They all say 100% real. Now you never know that. They add things because they want you to buy the hosting company that gives them the most money, the highest commission. So you can never really trust anyone. Now you can't really get around that. There's no way to know who's real and who's not. I'm real, but there's no way for you to know that. But there is one little trick that you can use to just to check if they're bluffing you or not, and that's to use a whois site. A whois site can tell you where sites are hosted. So for example, if this site is telling us, let's say, that HostGator Cloud is the best, okay, they put in #1, let's see if they host their site at HostGator. So I'm gonna take their URL here, copy it, and go into the whois site and paste it right here and click enter. Let's see where they host their site. Okay, I'm going down a little. They host their site in Lightning Base. Okay, they don't host their site at HostGator. So they say HostGator is the best, probably because HostGator gives them a nice commission, but they host their site somewhere else. Now, it could be they hosted a long time ago, they don't want to move their site, but that's a good way of checking if what they say they do is what they actually do for themselves. So back to our sites, we compare hosting. We don't say best or all these like big words. We just try to be accurate, let people write their reviews. We do not write our reviews, just users, only real users. Now we use this first one here, Bluehost. We like them. We're with them for like 7 years. You can check our URL in the whois site. You'll see we use Bluehost. Now when you sign in through our link and not through one of these links, what you're doing is, first of all, you're being nice because we're going to get a little commission. We really appreciate that. Second, you're going to get a better price because the real price can be $5.99, and when you get it through us, you get a better price, $2.95. Third, you're going to get some bonuses from us, meaning after these videos of how to build a website, which will cover everything you need to know, you're going to get about another 10 videos of a lot of other things around building the website, making it better, making it faster, backups, how to market things on a website. So getting through us, you just get a cheaper price, you get more videos, and you're helping us out. So it's a win-win deal. So instead of just looking up Bluehost or HostMonster or GoDaddy on Google, just go in through our link and you'll get to the same website, but you'll get more bonuses, you'll get a cheaper price, and you'll help us out. I'm going to put a link under this video to this list of hosting companies. All you have to do is click one of these buttons, and then they know that we sent you, and you get the price, we get the commission, and you get the bonuses. Okay, so that's about choosing a host. We choose a host. As I said, I use Bluehost. Please don't go in from Google. Go in through our site. You can read the reviews. All these sites have a 30-day guarantee, so you can use it for 30 days, and if you decide to quit, you can get your money back. Most of the sites, not all, have also after the 30 days, anytime money back guarantee, which means that let's say you paid $60 for the year on your hosting. It's cheaper than that, but let's just say it was 60 for it's going to be easier. And then after 6 months, you change your mind, so you will get back $30 because you used it for half of the time you paid for. If you change your mind after 9 months, so you'll get back $15, okay? You get the picture. Anytime guarantee means you get back the part that you didn't use. The 30-day guarantee means you get back everything. Okay, so we get a server. There's no problem. You can always get your money back. These servers cost about $3 to $8 a month. It's very, very cheap. Now this payment, I just want to make it clear, is not for the programming. This is all free. You're paying for the server. Okay, that's a company. They want to make money. That's what you're paying for. You want to get a server that has a lot of good reviews, that has a pretty good price. Don't get the cheapest one out there. And the main thing is you want a good support. Okay, make sure your server is giving you good support, that you will, when you write them, they actually answer you, that those who answer are in the USA, that they're not in some country in Asia that don't really know English. You want American-based support. It makes it much better. That's why I use Bluehost. Okay, there are some very, very famous hosting companies out there. I'm not going to mention names. That their support is literally terrible. That they take a long time to answer. When they answer, they don't really know what they're saying. They have to pass you on to someone else. You want good support. Okay, now the truth is, most of the time you're not going to need support. Okay, once in half a year you might want to get in touch with them, but when you do, you want someone that knows what he's doing. Okay, so just a little summary. We talked about 2 things that you need to make a website. You need the files. We said you can code them, you can get them for money, but the best is the free open source ones, and out of those, the best is WordPress. The second thing you need is a server to put these files on. We saw there are lots of servers. We saw there are lots of sites who review servers. I said you can never really trust anyone, and you probably can't trust me either because you don't know me, but I hope you feel that I'm just nice. And besides that, when you go through my link, 1, you get a better price, 2, you get more videos, and 3, you're helping me out too, and you're getting a better price, so it's a win-win. That's it. I hope this video helped you. We're going to meet again in the next video where we're actually going to see how to get the server, how to get the site up, and in about 20 minutes from now, you can have your website up and live. Obviously, it's not going to be ready. You're going to have to make it nicer. You're going to have to put in your content, but the website itself with your URL is going to be live on the internet 20 minutes from now. So stay with me in the next video. You can leave your comments under this video on YouTube or on our website. We try to answer everyone. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.